Good morning. Welcome to the Sports Philanthropy webinar today. We're very excited to have with us Kevin Nemetz from Tix4Cause. Kevin's going to take us through some great ways to utilize excess ticket inventory and ticket programs to generate revenue for your organization and your nonprofit. My name is Roy Kessel. I'm the founder of the Sports Philanthropy Network, and on behalf of myself and Kayla Bradham, who is our VP of Community Development, as well as the whole network, we'd like to thank you for taking time to join us today. We're pleased that you're with us. We hope that you've enjoyed some of our other webinars, and make sure that you go back and look at the archives of all of the programs we've run over the last month and a half, and this one will be up there as well. We know a lot of people jump on and join in and watch when they're not able to join us live. Everybody's schedules get so hectic right now with all of the Zoom calls. I know many people are Zoomed out, so we appreciate you taking time to be with us today. You can also follow along on all of our social media platforms and on our weekly Sports Philanthropy newsstand and monthly newsletter. So before we turn it over to Kevin to get started on everything that he's going to share with us today, I thought we would go around and just make sure everybody has a chance to introduce themselves, so Kevin knows some of the people that are joining us live and gets a feeling for the organizations that they work with. So we'll start with Kayla.
Hey, good morning, everybody. Kayla Bradham, Milwaukee, Wisconsin, VP of Community Development for the Sports Philanthropy Network, and also a high school language arts teacher at a Milwaukee school choice school.
Great. Heidi?
Hi, good morning. I'm Heidi Webb over in the Washington metropolitan area, CEO, founder of Green Kite Fundraising, and clearly it's Casual Friday. The boss let me wear a hat today.
There you go.
Glad you, thanks for joining us. Mary?
Oh, no audio.
We can't hear you, Mary. All right. We'll come back to Mary in a minute. We'll let her play with that. We'll do Doug.
Good morning. My name is Doug Garner. I am the men's wheelchair basketball coach at University of Texas Arlington and the director of our adapted sports program.
All right. Thank you.
Great.
Nancy?
Sure. Hi there. I'm Nancy Crump. I am the Senior Manager of Donor Development and Communications with OSEG Foundation. OSEG is Ottawa Sports and Entertainment Group, and we're based in Ottawa, Ontario in Canada. And we're a charity associated with professional football team in the CFL, and also with a minor hockey team, the Ottawa 67s.
Great.
Terrific. Brandon?
Hello, I'm Brandon. I'm a student board member for Boys on the Right Track in Buffalo, New York. Learning leadership skills while training for a 5K. I'm also planning on starting my own basketball sportsmanship nonprofit in the future.
Terrific.
Great.
Thanks. Mary, you want to give it one more shot? Is it, no, not working? Okay.
Can you hear us?
Okay. So Mary can hear us, but she's there. I guess she doesn't want all that noise from the surf and the beach to overrun her words. So we're glad that you could join us. So with that, I'm going to turn it over to Kevin to share the program with everybody here. We're very excited that he's part of what we're doing. Oh, Mary went off there. Okay. We're very excited that we're going to be partnering as the Sports Philanthropy Network with Tix4Cause to be able to utilize this as a platform and help a lot of organizations raise money through a lot of this excess ticket inventory that's out there. I know we're kind of in a weird state right now where there aren't sporting events, and therefore I know Kevin and I have spent a lot of time talking about plans for the future when things do reopen, and nobody knows exactly where it's going to be. But I use that as encouragement to take this opportunity to get the system set up and get the communications out to donors and to organizations, because it does take time to get that up and running. And that way, when the events are back and live and the tickets are live, you're all set to go. So with that, I'm going to turn it over to Kevin.
Thank you, Roy. It's really a pleasure to be here. All of you, are focused in on doing different things for charities, and my background really isn't coming from the charity side, other than being a volunteer and being board members. But what I guess the best thing to share with you is that I've been in corporate business for over 30 years, and I've been to those experiences where we've been in skyboxes. I've seen skyboxes that we've invested in that we never really used. I've gone to events and you look up at the top of the stadiums and you see that they're dark. And I would sit in different seats at different events and look at all the empty seats and go, there's got to be a better way here. At the same time, I've been involved in working with charities where we do the auctions and we do the golf outings. And I've always asked the people, like, well, what else could we possibly be doing? What else can there be? And yes, we have mystery dinners and all the different types of things that people are coming up with, walkathons and all of that. And we kind of looked at it from the perspective of what people are going through in these charities. And in many cases, there isn't a mission statement out there that talks about fundraising within a charity. And the reason I say that is because that's not what we're there for. That's the purpose. The purpose of the wheelchair basketball is to encourage more people to, get involved in it, and in curing cancer and doing these types of things. And that's what we really need to focus our time on. Yet a lot of people in the discussions that we had as we thought about starting up Tix4Cause, were trying to find ways to fundraise. And so what our why was when we started Tix4Cause was to work with something that we always had exposure to, and that was tickets. Every auction, you have people that come forward to you and say, I've got 2 season tickets. I'm not going to go to, these games. Here's a couple tickets. Why don't you put them in your live auction, or whatever they might be. There was always access to entertainment. And at the same time, we would also get calls from people saying, hey, Kevin, I've got 4 tickets for Jersey boys. I can't use them. Do you think the school could use them? And I'm like, well, I wish I could find a way to monetize that. And so we created a website, and I'm gonna, you've heard enough from me, but from my face, but I'm gonna share with you the screen and pull up Tix4Cause.
And if you do have any questions, feel free to pop them into the chat room, and I can jump in with Kevin, or just grab him at a break. I'm sure he'd be happy to answer those as we go through.
Right. So what I want to do here is pull up Tix4Cause for you first and foremost. Hopefully you can see that. Can you see the screen?
Yep.
Is it sharing? Okay. So this industry and tickets is forgetting about where we are right now today, is a multi-billion, $40 billion industry in tickets. And what we've created, and the only one that's out there, is the ticket site that does 3 major important things. First and foremost is it encourages people to buy all their tickets here. You have a primary ticket site called Ticketmaster, but what happens is most of the time we are not able to buy Ticketmaster tickets. They go to corporations and they go to bots, and technology software that literally lets the brokers all own the tickets. And that's why we have a secondary industry, and that's why tickets are so expensive in many cases. So what we've created is the choice that says every time you purchase our tickets, you'll pay the same price you probably pay other ticket sites, but we give our affiliate fee back to the charities. So on an average $300 purchase, $22.50 of your purchase is going towards the charity of your choice. And what we have is the same 8 to 10 million tickets. I don't know if you can see this number, but Tix4Cause has raised almost, we're getting close to $1 million in with no cost to anyone. This doesn't cost the charities to join our site. This doesn't cost anybody coming on our site any additional monies. It's us giving back our affiliate fees to the charities of your choice. The second part of, so we have tickets on here in everywhere from anything that people want to do, from music, sports, theater, and comedy. We also, as you go further down on our page, we focus on different featured causes. So if people come onto our site and they haven't chosen a cause initially on a page, that month, Multiple Myeloma Research Foundation is going to get that money. So again, we don't charge the charities for that either. So you will see, as we're really thrilled to be working with Sports Philanthropy Network, is one way or another, Roy will put somebody up there for a month and we'll keep it going. Maybe he wants to rotate it every week. So that's the first thing. And what our mission is to make a difference with every purchase that people make. And to think about this from the perspective of what we do when we talk about it to people that are going, well, you're just a ticket broker. We're not a ticket broker. We don't control the price of these tickets that are on this site. There's 8 to 10 million tickets usually a day when entertainment is back flourishing, right? And everything's back in place. We have tickets for every football, college, you name it, whatever you want, whatever you would find on a StubHub or a Vivid Seats, you would find on Tix4Cause. And the only difference is that we will never be more expensive. In many cases, we can show you that we've been less expensive. But at the same time, every time you purchase, we invite you to pick a charity that's on our site. So they have to be registered on our site. And when that happens and you purchase your tickets, automatically 7.5% of your purchase goes directly to the charity. And that's how we've gotten here. The other two things that we do, the first thing is we focus in on donated tickets. So we have people, for example, that you in a normal season, you have 162 baseball games, you have 81 home games. Who, and they're season ticket holders. There's no way they're going to probably more than 40% of the games that they actually purchased. So there is a great deal of either passing them out to their relatives or eating those tickets. And as I shared with you, corporations only use 60% of their corporate investment in entertainment. So, for example, we work with a corporation, a literally Fortune 6 company, United Healthcare. They post their skybox onto our site privately for their employees. In 8 minutes, we've sold the skybox out and raised almost $4,500. They did almost $200,000 with us in the last year. So that's the other aspect, is donations. So as you think about your donors and what they're providing you for auctions and things, think about the idea that now you could just ask them if they have any other tickets that they can't use. They can come on this site, they could donate the tickets. The difference in donating the tickets here is it's treated and it's really your tickets. So if somebody were to come on our site and again, in the normal, what the new normal will look like, we're not sure, but somebody comes on our site and wants to donate Final Four tickets for next year, you may want to pull those off and put them in your auction first and attempt to see what might happen. If they still don't do well in the auction, you can turn around and give them to us and we will sell them probably in 15 or 20 minutes. You control every part of this. We're basically just acting as a technology platform for you. But when the person who donates Immediately, as soon as we've accepted, we validate that they're tickets, we've accepted that they're valid tickets, we put them into our site. As soon as that happens, they receive their tax benefit letter. We've already done the tax benefit letters for the charities. So it has the EIN number at the bottom, has all their information. They can take it to their accountants. They can even have a portal that has that information and collects it throughout the year. At the same time, there are emails flying around. One goes to the administrator of the charity, lets them know that we've donated, that we have tickets now that we're able to post. In many cases, the charity says, go ahead and post them. Just post them. And we market them as well as we can. Because they are donated, we don't have to go through the broker fees and all of that craziness of what goes on. So we only charge 1/3 of what a service fee normally would charge for those tickets. So it's less, it's 10%. So you go to any other site, you're looking at StubHub and things like that, it's 25%. So we usually try to be competitive, but we've had donated tickets that you just would not believe. We've had 2 4-day passes to the Masters, and the hardest ticket in sports. Received it, and in 22 minutes we had it sold for $9,000. Okay, that made $8,100 for the Ronald McDonald House in Chicago. We have tickets coming from athletes. We have tickets coming from artists. We've been working closely with Chance the Rapper here in Chicago. He's got a wonderful homeless charity. And when he goes back into concert tour, he's going to be donating 5 sets of 2 tickets to different things. A sound check, sit on the stage, be backstage, and all of that money will go towards the charity. So our donated policy is we tell the people who purchase it, 100% of the money of this ticket price is going towards this charity. It's all posted, it's all up front, it's all transparent, and we will work to sell those tickets. If we don't sell the tickets, nobody makes any money. So we will constantly watch the market and mark those tickets down if we have to. And in the course of that, we take 10% of what you earn. So if somebody's getting $9,000, that's why $8,100 of it went to the McDonald House. But we also do $20 tickets for Cubs games. We always have a little bit of anecdotal things, but we had one member, one Cubs season ticket holder donated just in the last year his tickets so frequently that he raised $4,500 for his charity called Snowshoe Arts. And it's a arts program for the hospital and for young kids. So, people see us now and they get it. They understand. So we've got all the tickets that everybody else has. We have the donation side. And then ultimately, we have charity events. So you probably go through events like Eventbrite for many of your charity events or your conferences or whatever it might be. We have the same capability to do those events for you at about probably, well, in the case of this event here, we sold $10 tickets. We sold 8,000 $10 tickets for a night at the museum, which was hosted by Chance the Rapper for Social Works. And in selling those tickets, Eventbrite would have sold them for $12.50. We sold them for $10.80. So we take only an 8 to 10% service fee. We manage the whole process. We manage all the tickets. We make sure they're allocated out. And the beauty in our site is when people come to our site to buy the charity event, they're also now sticky to our site to where they can make a difference for your charity the other 364 days of the year.
I think that's a really important component of this program. When you look at how to implement it with organizations, I think that the donations are going to be one element of the revenue stream for the organization. But if you think about most nonprofits and their donors and supporters, these are people that go to lots of other sporting events. They go to see Hamilton, they go to Broadway, they go to shows and concerts the rest of the year. So if you think about how much money they spend on tickets over the course of a year, that's substantial. And so if they work with and train their donor base to implement this program and support this program, it's really no dollars out of their pocket, and in fact it probably saves them money, as Kevin said, on the service fees.
Are there any other questions right now? Okay. So the other thing about the charity events is that we found many charities will go to like a baseball team and want to try to do an event. And with baseball, for example, what they'll say to you is, you buy the tickets at half price, and then you go sell the tickets. And again, that's not what your charity's about. It's about helping others, making a difference for them. So we do it all electronically. So for example, we had the Yankees, the New York Yankees, contact us because they were always worked with Mothers Against Drunk Driving. And the Yankees know about us because we've had some conversations and done some other things with them. And what happened was, who can afford to pay upfront half price? Who can afford then to put the people involved to go sell those tickets? So they said, look, check out Tix4Cause. So we raised $8,000 in the one game. We had 400 people buy the tickets. We sold them all electronically. We gave the money, half the money to the Yankees on a credit card automatically. We allocated who wanted the seats and where the seats were. If it would have been that we didn't have enough seats initially for the game, so the Yankees gave us more seats. Did it all electronically, just through a flyer that the charity put out to their members, and they went on site, they bought the tickets, and again, we treated it as an 8% service fee. That was it. So you bought a $50 ticket and you paid $4 for the additional service fee. And of the $50, 25 of it, I believe, was going back to the charity. So what we've really done is, focusing in on the why and what we could deliver. We think we've created a very unique model. And even today, as we're kind of hamstrung in what we're going to be doing with entertainment and where it's all going to end up, we're having discussions with artists such as Keith Urban, who does a urban underground. He just basically plays from his basement, and Nicole Kidman passes the guitar to him and things. But again, he's not monetizing it. So we're having conversations with people saying, why don't you do this as an event? Charge people $5 to $10 if you'd like. Do it through our site. Make a difference for others. Why don't we take an athlete? And Roy's working with some athletes in his network, and let's have a 30-minute session on how to kick field goals or how to putt or how to do these types of things. I'm not suggesting in being greedy about this. I'm saying that every time there's an event in some opportunity to do this, why not make it a difference for others? Keith Urban lives in Nashville. They got horribly, destroyed there in part of their town with a tornado, and Nashville Strong is perfect for him. So, as much as he wants to play and still connect with his fans, this would be another opportunity for him. So, we've come up with this. We're not charity experts, but we're pretty proud of accomplishing raising over $918,000, not having to charge anyone anything to do it, and just inviting people to do what they've always done and just do it now for others with it and making a difference. So we're very proud to be part of Roy's group, and we look forward to working with Roy. Roy knows coaches. We've had coaches come on and donate their tickets. We have Notre Dame coach, Notre Dame basketball and football. We get, up to 8 tickets from the coaches. We've had tickets come in from referees. So that's kind of what we're doing. I welcome any questions or any comments or.
Hi, I have a question. It's Heidi. Well, it's Heidi. You can see me.
Hi, Heidi.
I'm so used to doing that on the phone. So 2 questions. The first
Sure.
one is, it sounds to me like most of the ticket relationships right now are, a donor who knows where he or she wants, where the organization wants the tickets to go, which charity, or the charity has tickets that they want to sell to raise money. Is that, am I perceiving that the right way?
Well, that's really not our biggest majority of our monies. Our earnings are really over just the ticket site in general. So you want to go to a concert, when the concerts come back, or a festival, you go on our site, you purchase those tickets, and there's $22 of it that's going directly to, whatever the charity. So Lollapalooza, for example, in Chicago, or Summerfest in Milwaukee. You could buy like a whole, week for 4 days or something for $300, and that's $22.50 or so that's going directly to the charity. So that's the
Okay.
majority of our tickets. But the idea is to fill every empty seat. And we know that a lot of season ticket holders are hesitant, but we also know that through your charities, where you have auctions, you've already identified who are season ticket holders. Or you might know a corporation that's sponsoring you that has a skybox or that has corporate seats. And we privately can donate that whole skybox to their employee base or to a charity.
Yeah, so I guess that's my question. So does it make sense? Let me rephrase this. So someone has a skybox they want to give.
Yep.
And they want to give to, YMCA. So any other charity that's engaged in the sale of that ticket, it doesn't matter. The money goes to YMCA, correct?
Absolutely.
Okay. So but I'm also hearing you say there's an audience as well, because like a lot of these portals, they gain popularity. People start going to it for tickets. So it does make sense if you're a charity to get listed on this portal.
Absolutely.
And is there an application process?
Yes, there is. So you can come on our site and you can sign up, and then you can also, there's a form on the charity page that lets you start filling in the information. So we want our charities to be, hold on a second.
Amazing.
We want our charities to be amazing. We want them to be, let me just get to it. Let me get rid of this.
And I can assure you that all the charities on this call are amazing. So
I don't doubt it. I mean, that's the thing. But I will tell you this, that we've got probably we have over 1,200 charities that are probably on our site, and 10% of them are raising 90% of the money.
that's the case usually, right?
That is the case, right? So, you can create an account, you can create a cause, whatever you'd like to do on the website. And if you just reach out to us, and we'll give you all the information, you can literally just come on the site and join. And
wonderful.
And then bring your charity on. What we're asking for is the EIN number, because we'll automatically do your tax benefit letters. But everything is transparent on our site. There's nothing hidden. And in fact, if I could show you a donated ticket, it would literally tell people, what they're paying for that ticket, and then that you just raised, this amount of money for your charity.
This is great and wonderful, and thank you. I do have one more question, but I have, unfortunately, a part B now. If I'm hogging it, just someone go like this, or Roy cut me off. But and don't cut me off, actually. But just go like this. Is there ever a possibility to hear from those 10% the formula for success, or do you know it and you could just tell this group right now? Because
Oh, I know
I
it.
find as a fundraiser, too many groups, and I get it, I get why they do it, but they go, I'm going to sign up and the money will come. And
Right.
that's not the case with anything, right? So, but what is the secret formula for the success on
Well,
this
there's
portal?
sure, and there's a couple things. The first thing is that you engage your donor base, and you constantly read about donor bases being about 40% loyal. So this is another way to kind of keep people connected without having to ask them to write another check.
Sure.
So you want to have a link on your website if you have people on your website, and then you want people to register onto our site. Okay. So we might work out some arrangement with you, maybe, where we're at right now that says, in the first 90 days, we're going to give more, right? We're going to do something that really generates more, or we'll have a contest or something, if it's really, key and important to getting a base of customers on. Because once they're on the site and they look at for any ticket that they're looking for, let's see here if I can, I'm not sure what's even out here anymore, but
Because honestly, I love what you said earlier, and I do wonder if you have you have anything that the charities could, sort of copy and paste and say, hey, board members, put this on all your social media. Because what I also heard you say is this could become your go-to. Like when I think of video, I think of Zoom. When I think of soft drinks, I think of Coke. We want
Yep.
people to be to get into the habit of, I think of tickets, I go to Tix4Cause.
right.
Right.
Right. And we can help you with that. We can give you flyers. We can promote something that let's say, you've really got, you got a passion for this like we do. You're going to make money at this because, we might do Summerfest or something if you're up in Milwaukee. Kayla is, but Heidi, I can't recall where you were, but
DC area.
yeah, DC. Okay. So, the Nationals schedule when it does come out, or the Redskins, or if there's a major concert that's, in that area, we can promote those types of things, come up with a flyer and send it out to you. The cool thing is what we try to do is say, look, let's get your donor base registered onto our site. If they get registered, and when they get registered, they specifically can be sticky then to a specific charity. So right now I'm showing you a site, of an event. It's just an event. It's, it's past already, but it was the History of Metal tour. And this is an API to a ticketing. The site's called Ticket Network. So it has all the same tickets that StubHub would have and things. But the idea is that if I come on and I haven't registered or logged in under my charity, and I just come into the site, it's going to tell people that when you purchase, we donate 50% of our earnings to this featured cause called multiple myeloma. Okay. And if I were to log in and I logged in under a charity, that goes away and your charity's right there.
Oh, no, see, that's pretty cool.
That's pretty cool. So,
yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah. So it's going to always tell you, who your sponsor, it'll offer you because we have to, but I mean, if you want to change to something else, you can, but the idea is that we get people sticky into this and then they'll be always supporting your cause.
Perfect. Love it.
Okay.
Thank you. And then my final question is, you touched on it, but really, are you in a sit and wait mode when it comes to events, or are you pivoting in some way?
Oh, we're pivoting right now with events. So we're doing, Eventbrite is really hurting and they're so huge. We do all of this with 3 people right now. So we have a very, very low cost to serve. And, we're doing it right out now out of our house and things, but I mean, this is all virtual. I mean, we've put so much energy and investment into our technology. So we're doing charity events. So people are getting ready for whatever those events are going to be, whether it's a golf outing or things like that. If baseball comes back and some charities want to do things, we're definitely getting the word out that we can do these events. And like I said, we're also working to, you know, we're not looking we're not going to create a link on our site that does the video, but if we get Keith Urban or we get Caroline Jones or we get some other people we're having conversations with, Steven Tyler, we are going to then just sell the event on our site like this is, like you're seeing today, you know, right now, and whatever, say it's $10. But if you want to hear Steven Tyler in a private concert, an hour before the event, we'll send you the link.
That's
And then
great.
you have the link and then you go right at it. So
Thank
we
you.
have all that capability right now.
I love it. I love it. Thank you.
Sure. Anyone else?
I think one of the things that is important to remember here is that there's, as Kevin explained, these multiple revenue streams that you can generate for your organization. So as Kevin and Heidi were just talking about, number one, and one of the really unique features of this model is creating your own signature events for your organization, where you create something and you can fundraise. And in today's virtual world, you can create something that's a little bit more private, even though people may not be able to go out. Number two, as Kevin said, people can donate tickets that you can sell or use as your organization. The other area that Kevin and I have discussed a few times is if you have an organization that somebody donated 10 tickets to, even if it's last minute, that you can't sell or you want to use for some other purpose other than turning them into cash, you could take those donated tickets then and provide them to participants in your program. So you could take a group of kids and take them to the game using those tickets. You could give them a unique experience. You could find maybe, depending on your organization, an athlete that would accompany a group of kids to a game to give them a really unique experience, and you've got all of the tickets and resources there. And then as Kevin was explaining, when you have your supporters sign up and log in on Tix4Cause, your cause is going to be the default cause for purchasing those tickets. And so anything that they attend, whether it's Summerfest Lollapalooza, whether it's a sporting event, whether it's a show on Broadway or anywhere else, you're going to get some payment as a result of tickets that they buy for anything. So it's a function of working with your donor and constituent base to train them that instead of just by default going to Ticketmaster or StubHub or Vivid Seats, right, they can come to Tix4Cause and find the same tickets. Ultimately, these ticket APIs that Kevin was describing are the same tickets. It doesn't matter what brand or how the tickets are sold. Everybody that's selling tickets is taking a piece of the revenue, and that's why the fees end up so high. You know, I think Kevin and I looked at it. I know Kevin probably has much more specifics, but I know when I've looked at tickets that the quote unquote cost on the website on a StubHub is $200. When you go to log out, it's actually $300 because they're adding like a 25% fee on top of everything. And Kevin's probably got the specifics on those numbers.
Yeah, it's somewhere between 25 and as high as 32%. That's why our donated tickets sell so well, because they're only at 10%. And that's why, you know, and then on the balance of it, while you have to pay the service fee on the balance of our tickets, we're giving 7.5% of it back, or 1/3 of what you would pay on your service fee almost, to the charity of your choice.
And the other
And
thing,
the other point about what Heidi's talked about
Yep.
is we want everyone to win in this concept. So the donors win because they're able to donate their tickets and they select the charity. The purchasers who just are buying the donors' tickets, they cannot choose. It's already done. The donor chose that charity for them, but they're sitting in great seats. The purchasers that just buy any of our everyday tickets when they come back, or other events that we offer, they get to decide which charity currently on our site, they can select one of those as they purchase their items. And then ultimately, the charity events are all driven to your charity. And the beauty in that is we have all their names, we have all their information, and we could even MailChimp them on a quarterly basis. What are the upcoming events if it made sense, in a certain market? So we can keep them, kind of through MailChimp or whatever it might be. We keep them informed on other ways that they can make a difference for your charity.
No.
And I think that what the other area that's important to remember that Kevin touched on at the beginning, but people often forget, is that donating the tickets to charity for the donor is the same as a cash donation. So if they donate $400 worth of tickets, that's the same as them writing a check for $400 in terms of the effect of the donation. And so I know in Chicago in the summer with traffic and everything else going on, I know a lot of people up in the suburbs, north, south, east, west, whatever. It's like, oh man, it's going to be an hour and a half to get down to Wrigley. I just don't feel like going tonight. It's a little bit overcast and I don't feel like fighting traffic, right? They can sit at home and punch the tickets into their computer system here and donate them, right? And now your organization has $400 worth of tickets. Now, maybe you get $400, maybe you don't. Doesn't matter, right? The donor's getting, if you only get $100 on the sale, the donor's still getting a $400 write-off for those tickets. So just by giving them this portal to use as that mechanism, it's a value to your donor because those tickets were just going to sit on their dresser and weren't going to go anywhere. And now you have an opportunity to use them for the organization. Maybe you can sell them. Maybe you take some of your participants. Frankly, if you want, Kevin, right, there's no prohibition against you taking other donors that you're trying to wine and dine and get to provide additional resources for your foundation.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, this is the perfect situation when somebody comes up to you and says, "How can I help you? How can I help you?" Well, yeah, we always say, well, you can write us a check. And, maybe they're going to be people asking that question more often because they know there's other options. Like, like Roy. I mean, that's one of the reasons Roy and I first connected was he gets these people saying, "How can I help you?" Well, they're not always going to write a check. But do you know how many of those people probably sit on tickets that they don't know what they're doing with them? And you have the same situation. Oh, well, the last event that you supported our auction, we really appreciated getting those 2 tickets to the theater in Milwaukee or in Chicago or in DC. And you say, "Do you have tickets like that on a regular basis that you may not use?" And they go, "Well, yeah, I do. I usually try to give them out to my family or cousins or, but, well, we have an option for you. And, where 100% of your purchase is going to come to our charity."
With all of the concert cancellations and event cancellations, like I had some pretty pricey tickets I'm holding on to, but because there's no reimbursement for them.
Yes. Right.
Does Tix4Cause, I'm not giving you these tickets, but does Tix4Cause accept at this stage in this world that we're in? How cute. Sorry, I got distracted, but very cute. Do you take tickets that are on that sort of bridge period where they're postponed but still good?
Well, if the event, I heard about this last night too on Ticketmaster and things, and they're not refunding because had somebody bought our tickets for a donation, we would have absolutely given them their money back because we're not, that's just not our business. But if they bought on our API through the ticket network, because that's what happens is you're on our site until the last page of purchasing your tickets, and we don't procure all the tickets for people buying just regular tickets on our site, and we don't keep track of the 8 to 10 million every day. because we have an API with one of the largest organizations out there called the Ticket Network. And they absolutely love us. And, you know, we've had now other ticket companies come to us and say, we want to do this for you, and we don't need you. We don't want to work that way. So
My question was, if I have in my
I
possession,
know if it's
Oh.
not canceled and it's a donated ticket that eventually is going to occur, or let's just say, yes, you have the tickets, it's changed now to a date where you know you're going to be out of town. Absolutely, you can donate. You can donate your tickets if they're electronic within an hour an event, an
Okay.
hour before the event,
Okay, great,
and
thank
you
you.
can sell it.
Yeah, I think, Heidi, I think the distinction, as Kevin was saying, is if somebody's buying just a regular ticket off of the site, right, the equivalent of buying it from StubHub, you're stuck ultimately with whatever the refund policy is going to be for that event,
Right,
because
I
Tix
understand.
for Cause doesn't handle that. You know, on the
Right.
donation, Tix for Cause can say, okay, you know, you donated the tickets, right? Heidi's going to get the write-off. Kevin, I don't know if we've experienced this, but if Heidi donates $400 of tickets, right, she's getting a tax letter and a donation receipt for $400, right?
It does not have it never has a number in it. It only has, like, if you look at any of your letters that you do that for, you never have a value in it. So what it really is it means basically, Heidi, when you go to your accountant, he's going to say, what was the face value of your tickets?
Right.
And then you get the write-off. So it never has a number in it, never will, but it's automatically generated. It's automatically generated on our site as soon as those tickets are accepted and donated. The good thing about that, in the sense of the donor, not so much for the charity, but for us, is the idea that when you donate your tickets, it'd be no different if I walked into your office, Heidi, and gave you 4 tickets for a Nationals game, right? And either, you know, in some cases, like Roy said, you may want to take people to the game, but, like, you know, one of our first charities was Special Olympics, and they're like, Kevin, the Bears give us tickets every Sunday in the morning for that game, the home game. And he goes, you know how hard it is to get an athlete and their parents to a game. And he goes, we just need to pay our light bill. So we posted those every week for them when they didn't, you know, when the athletes weren't able to come, and we sold the tickets, and then they made their money. But, you know, in this case, it's the idea that if they don't sell, the donor still gets the tax benefit,
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah,
which is
and that
different
that
than
was
StubHub. Or, you know, if they're going to StubHub and they want to make huge money because it's the Packers and Cowboys game or something, really huge game or something, or whatever it might be, go ahead, go try it, you know, but everybody else is doing it too. And if you don't sell it, you're out, you're done, unless you want to go to the game.
Mm-hmm.
On our site, you could donate at face value and you don't have to worry. You have a tax benefit.
Yeah, Kevin, correct me if I'm wrong, but it seems to me that if Heidi donates the tickets, she's going to get the tax benefit, even if that event ultimately gets canceled, right?
I don't know about canceled. I just know that if we don't sell the tickets for that event, I you know, I don't know. I'd
The
have to
answer
check
is
that
yes.
one with my wife, who's the lawyer on this thing.
Yeah, I would think that that's no different again than giving somebody tickets to
Yeah, but we know we're not going to sell it. We're not going to make any money on it, and that's not fair either to the charity, right?
no, I don't mean now when you know it's already canceled.
Oh, yeah,
I'm
absolutely.
talking about, you know,
Yes,
the event is rescheduled to August 27th. So Heidi donates the tickets today in May, right? She's going to get a
yes,
tax letter for those tickets.
yes,
When we
yes,
get to August and there's another outbreak and all of a sudden that event gets canceled, you know,
yes.
that's, you know, and
Yeah, I
again,
mean, yeah, but I mean, when it gets canceled, we don't reimburse her for anything because we didn't sell them, or we didn't,
right,
you know what I'm
right.
saying?
Okay.
But if they were sold, and if they were sold, you know, because 2 weeks from now, somebody wants to buy those tickets on the idea that, you know, I would suspect that we would probably give that money back to them, unless they want to make sure it goes to the charity.
Right.
we'd have to have a conversation with a charity.
Yeah.
That's not our decision. It's, you know, what I want all of you to take away from this is your platform. We can do the charity events for you on your platform. You know, it's not like, you know, we do anything more than that. We're really a tech firm that's created a platform that's making a difference for every purchase that's put on the site.
Do we have any other questions?
Just an idea I'd like to share with you.
Sure.
Because small events will be, even when things go back to normal, there'll be that group of people who crave going to events, but they want small events. I was thinking it would look really cool to have like a small venue kind of category for those folks who are a little bit intrepidous about, you know,
Yes.
like your site gets me so excited, and then I realize, oh, I can't go to those right now.
Well, yeah, when you look under, we're actually working, I'll tell you what we're doing, Heidi. We're working with restaurants.
Oh, that's good
So
to
the
hear.
idea there is to get people to buy it, let's say a $25 certificate on our site for a restaurant,
Oh, that's great.
and it's on behalf of, let's say, your charity, okay? The restaurant's going to give somebody $25 off when they spend $75 or $100, okay? We've done this before a couple years ago, and then we got so big into this side, we just didn't do it. And then basically what happens is you get your $25 off the restaurant wins because they get people spending more money, and maybe they're buying appetizers and they're doing this type of thing. We'll also take the reservations for them. And then the final thing is, of that $25, 15 of it goes back to the charity of your choice. So I paid $25. I got my $25 back, plus I got another 15 going to my charity.
Awesome.
So
Thank
we
you
are
so much.
looking at doing those types of things. And we do the small charity events with landing pages. So once we get one going again, I'll shoot one to you or shoot through Roy, and he could share it with you. But you have your own landing page for the charity event like you would on Eventbrite.
And I think that kind of just highlights the fact that Kevin's a creative guy and has a lot of terrific ideas of how organizations can work with this. So the organizations that he talked about in that 10% that are really engaged and want to do something, you know, that's really what we're here for, is to help coordinate and work together and come up with ways to help all of these groups raise money. And everybody's always looking for money at the best of times, but certainly now when many of their other fundraising mechanisms are on hold, this could be something that supplements or replaces part of what they've lost when the ticket world opens up. And as Kevin said, even before. So Kevin, I really want to thank you for coming
Sure.
on with us today. Appreciate your
Sure.
time. I know we're running up on the hour
Yeah.
here, and so I want to be respectful of everybody's time, knowing the back-to-back Zoom calls many people have arranged for their days. Do
Sure.
we have any final questions before?
Yeah, just one. It's Nancy.
Okay. Hi, Nancy.
Kevin, I just quickly went to your site, and I don't believe you operate in Canada. Is that correct?
Oh, we can do Canada. We've
Yeah?
done hockey tickets and donated tickets and all that type of thing in Canada. Yeah.
But
We've done
for a
things in London.
Canadian charity?
Yeah, we'll do a Canadian charity.
Okay.
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely. We've done, like I said, we did rugby tickets in New Zealand. We've done things all over the world when people come to us. At one time when you could just go to Google and say donating tickets to charity, we were number one, and we got to get that back. But the other thing I just want to finalize, I'm maniacal about not liking the daily deal programs. So that's how we got into the restaurants. I've gone to the Blue Man Group, gotten 100 tickets in a matinee for one charity, you know, that type of thing. If you have that interest, you might be able to do the same thing, and we could do a better job of giving them more money for their tickets than what a Groupon would have done. So, and again, the money going to the charity. So, okay.
All
Any
right.
other questions, you can certainly reach out to me, Kevin at Tix4Cause.com.
And we'll put all of that with the video and
Sure.
information about the program. And again, so feel free to reach out through me or directly to Kevin. We appreciate everyone taking the time to join us today. We hope you'll be back on for our webinars. We've got a couple more next week. And then after that, we're going down to one per week. We're going to do them on Wednesdays, same time slot as always. And we appreciate you being here and look forward to hearing from you what other topics and opportunities you're interested in learning about so that we can find more ways to support everybody in this community. So thanks for joining us today. Kevin, thank you so much for your time and sharing your insight with us. And everybody have a great weekend.
Bye-bye. Thank you.